This is Nadersha in Chicago, and you're watching my channel, Knowledge for Quality of Life. Friends, a great philosopher, Greek philosopher, and father of Western medicine, call it this product as great healer, who was Hippocrates. Homer, great Greek philosopher, Homer called it as a liquid gold. If you guessed it, yes, you are right. I'll be talking about olive oil today, particularly in particular extra virgin olive oil. Before I get into the details of the topic, I'm going to be taking a little bit different approach in educating myself and sharing the knowledge with you all about the main ingredients, main things to look for extra virgin olive oil, because there are 95% of the olive oil in the market, either they are blended, they are not a pure olive oil. So before I get into the details, I would strongly recommend that, if you have subscribed to the channel, please press to the bell icon so that, you can get the subscription in a timely manner whenever I upload the videos. And I really thank to all those who are participating in the comment section. You guys have been asking some good questions. Sometimes, those questions are already answered in one way or other in various vlogs. So take your time. I'm not saying that, watch it in one sitting, whatever time allows for you, bits and pieces, pause it, and take some notes and collect some points, because each and every vlog which I record here, it's going to address some unique characteristics and unique pieces of the big picture, right? So when you put all these pieces together, you will be able to see the complete picture, that how things pan out in one's overall health. And today's topic, olive oil, is one of the factors which I'm going to be discussing with you guys. So hopefully going forward, more people are going to be participating in the comment section, asking questions and participating in the debate and dialogue. I really appreciate it, and I try my level best to address those comments or questions in a timely manner. But please, I request you that don't ask me any medical questions pertaining to individuals' health condition, because I'm not a medical doctor. I'm here to share my knowledge, what I have found out throughout my life as a student of science, and I'm sharing the knowledge with you guys so that you can be well equipped in having a dialogue with your doctor, and have a partnership with your doctor. I've been saying this over and over in many vlogs, that I want you to go with the proper understanding and have a dialogue with your doctor so that you can create a partnership, because this thing should be a health partnership between yourself and your doctor. So let me share my screen with you. What you're seeing here is a picture depicting olive oil in Mediterranean diet. And here you see various health benefits across the circle here. So first one, I'm going to start here, the lipid metabolism, LDL, total cholesterol, and triglyceride. It has a huge impact on the lipid panel once you incorporate the extra virgin olive oil. And why it happens, I'm going to be discussing in a minute. But also, I would recommend people who are watching my vlog, please pay attention to the description area of each vlog, because I incorporate all the references, all the papers which I'm discussing here, because I'm not coming up with anything on my own. This is all scientific based. And all the references I try to incorporate in the description. So pay attention. I take my time in writing the description. And I spend quite a bit time in writing the description as well, and hunting for the valid scientific papers, peer-reviewed papers, and for people to easy to understand. There are sometimes it's going to be a very scientific based, but people who wants to take to the next level, it's there for you to refer. So one is lipid management. Second is prevents platelet aggregation, improves blood circulation. It's antithrombotic also. Anti-tumor properties means, for breast, prostate, endometrial, which is cervical, and digestive tract, etc. It improves one's blood pressure. It's a vasodilator for our arteries. It helps in glucose metabolism. So, but all these benefit comes as piece of the puzzle. Remember that, if somebody is taking olive oil and eating other junk and processed food, you may not see the advantage and the beauty of it, the way nature has created this bounty for us. The lowering immunological parameters means it has an impact on proliferation of lymphocytes, on B cells and T cells. Then it helps in osteoporosis management, like osteopenia, bone calcification, bone mineralization. It reduces, it's anti-neurodegenerative, it's neuroprotective. It means that, it's protective from Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, etc. It's anti-inflammatory. I have seen my high sensitive C-reactive protein came down, by incorporating olive oil. It was down below 1, but it was hovering around 0.7 and 0.8. But now, most recently, I got 0.3 at one point, and it went as low as 0.2. So it's very, very anti-inflammatory, and it's impact the digestive system too. It has a great impact on your microbiome, gut microbiota, and then it's prevention in oxidative stress. Since it is anti-inflammatory properties, it antioxidative. So since it has a lot of antioxidants, it's going to prevent our lipid particles from oxidation. So it impacts your small LDL particles. It improves your, ApoB. It improves your OXLDL, oxidized LDL particles. So it improves from all those fronts. The research was done on these lipid management based on the fact that, somebody who consumes 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay. And the reason being is that, the polyphenols and the antioxidants which are present in the olive oil, which makes a big dent, big impact. And this one also, the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, is antimicrobial. It reduces the microbial activities, is anti microbes. So it fights those. It helps in fighting the infections. It improves the immunity. So these are all the benefits, which you see, and it's been used for hundreds and centuries and thousands of years in the Mediterranean Peninsula, particularly in Greece, in Italy, Spain, Turkey, Tunisia, Morocco. So these are the all Mediterranean places where you have abundant of olive trees, and it's part of their lifestyle. Basically, it's one of the big staple of their food. So let me share some key nutrients in the extra virgin olive oil. What are we looking at it? So we have heard that it has good fats. Now, what kind of fats we are talking about? It has monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. It is very, very low unsaturated fat. So I've been talking about ApoE genotype for 3, 4, and 4, 4 folks. Extra virgin olive oil is very good because, they are not supposed to take too much saturated fats. So, for instance, butter, coconut oil, excuse me, all these are very high in saturated fats. So for them, extra virgin olive oil is very good. Now, it has vitamins too. It's loaded with vitamin E. It is low on vitamin K. but very minuscule amount of vitamin K is present in extra virgin olive oil, but it's quite a bit amount of vitamin E, which is very good for the skin. And there are other compounds which you have in extra virgin olive oil, which is polyphenols and antioxidants. So you will see these polyphenols in various forms or antioxidants in various forms like phytosterols. These are plant-based sterols, which are structurally like cholesterol, but it impacts, on your lipid management. Improves the LDL, it improves triglycerides, it improves your HDL. Of course, it's going to lower your small LDL particles, which are prone to more oxidation and creates in the plaque in the atherogenesis of atherosclerotic plaque. Then it has squalene. It's a naturally occurring compound found in olive oil, which is loaded with vitamin E, good for the skin. Then it has phenol alcohols and acids. It has various types of acids, which we are calling it, linoleic acid and oleic acid. And this alcohol is hydroxyl ion connected, attached to the aromatic ring, which is normally in the organic compound, it's a benzene ring. So it's naturally formed a compound which is available in extra virgin olive oil. Then it has other anti-diabetic properties. It has lignans, it has flavonoids, it has hydroxytyrosol, it is loaded with tyrosol, it has loaded with oleocanthal, which has a neuroprotective properties and anti-cancerous properties. So basically, it has a lot of good stuff in it, provided that we have an extra virgin olive oil. Okay, now let me go to the next slide. So what to look for? The key points to look for in extra virgin olive oil. So the first thing, extra virgin label comes with high quality olive oil designation, means it has to be cold pressed. There is no temperature should be involved, or if its temperature is involved, it's very, very subtle so that it doesn't burn the oil and it affects the antioxidant properties of the olive oil itself. The low acidity level. So an extra virgin olive oil, we should look for anything less than 0.8% of acidity or less. The harvest date is very important. So if you are looking for a bottle or tin container, you should look for harvest date, when the olives were harvested. And there is a concept in olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, if you're looking for that, the way I looked at it for myself, if it's fully traceable. So if the olive oil container which you see, then it says that it's a traceable oil, it means that it will have a 5 or 6 digit code printed somewhere on the bottle or tin. If you plug that traceable number, that code, to the website of that manufacturer, you can see the entire timeline from the time where the olives were picked from the tree to the mill, to the olive oil production and bottling it and hitting the market. So that's why we call it, it's fully traceable extra virgin olive oil. And look for that traceability. This is good thing to have it, so that you can trust the source where it's coming from. It has to be stored in glass dark bottle. It has to be, not clean glass. It has to be a green or opaque type of glass bottle or container or some kind of a tin container. Because what happens that light oxidizes the olive oil, light, oxygen, and any type of temperature is not good for it. You can store it at the room temperature, in the kitchen, but it has to be opaque bottle so that light cannot penetrate through it. It has to be single origin. because sometimes you see on the glass or bottle or container, it has multiple origins of olive oil, in it, multiple sources listed there. It could be a blended oil. So look for a single source. Okay, it has to be either Italy, Spain, Tunisia, Greece, or Marrakesh. Particularly, there are a variety of olives in the market. You can Google it. You have Kalamata olives, you have Koronik olives. I personally like Cretan olive oil from the island Crete, which is in Greece. It's one of the biggest island of Greece, Crete Island, and they have the lowest heart disease. Average Cretan consumes about 30 liter of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil in a year. So it's a big staple for their diet. Okay, and then it has to be certified PDO. PDO stands for Protected Designation of Origin. So it means that it's certified seal, because anything comes from EU market, European Union, it has to be a sealed, and it has to abide by certain guidelines and regulations of the EU. And if they catch them and if they falsify that thing, then they can lose the license of the business. And it's a huge thing. So I personally trust those seals to be seen on the bottle or container when I buy something. And it has to be a non-GMO. If you can get the organic quality in that particular brand, that's best of the both worlds. But it has to be at least non-GMO certification seal on the olive oil bottle or container. Taste profile. How you should say that it has a pure taste or good extra virgin olive oil. So it should be fresh, it should be a fruity taste, and when you drink it, you should feel some bitterness and peppery pinch at the back of your throat. That's a sign of a good extra virgin olive oil. That bittery pinch or that bitterness, that because of the polyphenols, and it means that it has a certain number of polyphenols. Now, in EU guidelines, it has to be each olive oil which is marketed as extra virgin olive oil, it has to have minimum 250 milligrams of polyphenols per kilogram weight of that olive oil. Otherwise they cannot claim, besides all these guidelines which I am sharing here, that it is high in polyphenols. They cannot categorize that. There has to be, like the one which I use, olive oil, it has 386 milligrams of polyphenols per kg weight of the olive oil. Now, higher the polyphenols you get, the purity, then you pay the price accordingly. That's why in the olden Greek times, Homer called this as a liquid gold. And I drink with empty stomach before my breakfast 2 tablespoons daily. That's our ritual in our house. We have quite a bit consumption of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I don't have any other oil other than extra virgin olive oil in my house. And I have avocado oil when I'm using something in high mode baking, because there's a myth out there. They say that, let me stop share my screen here. There's a myth out there that, sometimes people say that, oh, you shouldn't be using the extra virgin olive oil for cooking. That's not right. Extra virgin olive oil, the one which I have, it has a smoke point of above 400 degrees. So we have our cooking temperatures is nowhere close to, because I have tested with the laser gun, what temperature cooking I'm normally doing, and perfectly fine for finishing it with or cooking it. I normally don't fry anything in my house. When I use the fry eggs, once a week. I use extra virgin olive oil. Nothing wrong with it because the temperature is not anywhere close to half of the smoke point even. So that myth is really a myth. There's no fact to it because there were studies done that can we use extra virgin olive oil for regular cooking, and absolutely you can use it. Okay, anybody who's saying that you shouldn't be using it for cooking, then it means that he hasn't seen that scientific based papers. So one more thing I would like to emphasize here, that olive thrives in harsh desert conditions. The warmer the climate is, the better is going to be the olive fruit. Now, there's a logic behind it. The way nature works, it's amazing. It amazes me sometimes when I look at the science and try to connect the dots with the nature, that when harsh condition happens with temperature reaching 234 degrees Fahrenheit in Marrakesh, used to be called Morocco, the instinct survival of the olive tree awakens because of that harsh condition, and it doesn't require that much water for olive trees to thrive. So that harsh condition, the survival instinct kicks in, and in doing so, it generates extra, antioxidants for the survival of the tree. Now, when it happens, all these antioxidants and polyphenols turns into olives, So the olives produced in harsh condition, like Marrakesh or those warmer climates, they have richest polyphenols in those olives, and of course those are expensive. So you pay what you get. So be mindful when you are buying an olive oil. I thought that share with you guys some of these traits which I look for. Traceability is a big factor for me. I want to see that where it's coming from. And if you pick an olive oil, go to the specs, go to their website, the manufacturer websites, and try to read the specs, because all these manufacturer, they have to publish their facts according to the EU guidelines, European Union guidelines. They have to give the facts to the consumer. It's not like in United States. United States, they don't have that kind of a strict guidelines as far as food related items are concerned as the EU carries the guidelines. I've been to two places, Spain and Turkey. Next year, I'm planning to visit Greece, and particularly the Crete Island, where I get my 𝗘𝗅𝗁𝗍𝗃 olives, the olive oil. And I love 𝗘𝗅𝗁𝗍𝗃 because 𝗘𝗅𝗁𝗍𝗃 olives is considered as a queen of all the olives. It has very rich polyphenols, rich antioxidant properties, and it really works as a liquid gold. So I thought that it's going to be helpful for you guys, whatever I shared. And if you have any particular question related to it, put in the comment section and I'll try to respond it. Some of the good brands I see around on Amazon or in the marketplace, if you have available, I've mentioned to you the sources from the country, single source, but like Ilora Farms or Atlas or Terra Creta, these are the different varieties which are very good in extra virgin olive oil. And these are traceable, and these are 𝗘𝗁𝗍𝗃 olives. So with that, I'm going to say you goodbye, and hopefully next time I'm going to be presenting a particular case study, trying to connect various dots about myself and my wife. How we differ in our blood lipid system, and what kind of issues we had, and how we mitigated through various lifestyle modifications. So see you next time. Bye.